Wagwan, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is How I See It Live. Please remember to like this video, share the link to my channel if you feel like my content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Hi, Pamela Johnson. How was your day going? Girl, did you see the the sneak peek of Saturday's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville? I am so sick and tired of this storyline between Sunny and Destiny. And to be sick of something that is new, to be sick of something that is a new storyline, it says a lot. Because while the men, while the men are bumping fists with Moses and hanging out with him, and they're having cool conversations and they're laughing and kikiing, some of the women, some of the women on the show, they are sitting around in their feelings, throwing out insults towards Sunny because of a man and because of a situation or a situationship that they know nothing about, really and truly. And some of them are talking about, oh, girl code, girl code, girl code. Everybody's talking about some girl code when Moses has said, he said this on two separate occasions. He said that when he first met Destiny, he was in a relationship. He was in a long term relationship that she knew about and she didn't care. And she herself said that, good luck to Sunny because, Moses, was messing around with a bunch of other people in St. Louis. So if he was messing around, ICC, if he was messing around with other women in St. Louis, then when was the relationship between him and Destiny exclusive? Wagwan, so Mother Couture. Destiny said out of her own mouth that Moses was for the streets. So if she knows that he is for the when was their relationship just so exclusive that she needs to be sitting on this platform that is Love and Marriage Huntsville, trying to prove this point that, oh, Sonny, he didn't really want you. He always wanted me. Oh, while y'all were together, he was still texting me. Like, I hate when women do that. I hate when women do that. Like at this point in time, as I said in my description, Sunny isn't right, but that's Sunny, Sunny might be wrong, but Destiny isn't right. And I've maintained that people can fall in love honestly in the worst of situations. I heard stories of sisters, sisters falling in love with their brother-in-law, cousins messing around with their cousins, man, or whatever, and getting with them. Those people are married now. Best friends even falling in love with their BFFs, man, and now they're together. It happens. It's not right. It's not right. But these things do happen. These things do happen. Leave people alone long enough with each other, ish might go down. So I've always maintained that both Sunny and Moses could have gone about this in a better way. You text Destiny and you say, "Hey girl, listen, I don't know a lot about your relationship with Moses, but you know, he's in St. Louis, I'm in St. Louis. I just found out that he's cool with my people, and he said that y'all's relationship is done. You and I, we weren't best friends or anything like that. We had a good working relationship. So, out of respect for that, I just want to let you know that Moses and I were pursuing, a relationship." And Destiny was still going to be mad. She's still going to be mad. She's still going to be saying all the mess that she's saying now. But at the least, a little bit of your integrity, Sunny, would have still been intact. However, however, Sunny did say she tried to reach out to Destiny. And in my opinion, it wasn't even Sunny's job. It was not even Sunny's job to do the reaching out. It was Moses. He was the one who was still tied up in some way, shape, or form with Destiny. He was still texting her. He, and I've said this before in previous lives, I've said that in my opinion, Moses was doing what a lot of men do at the end of relationships, where they know that the woman still wants them. They might not want to be in a relationship with the woman, but until they can get into another exclusive relationship with somebody who can hold their interest, what they're going to do is they're going to play around with anything that's available. And clearly, Destiny laid herself open. She had a window open that he could continue to peer his truth through. And that's what he did. And so all those good morning texts and I love you texts and good morning baby texts, all those were like him dangling a carrot in front of her, only to snatch it away when he decided that he was going to enter into an exclusive relationship with Sunny. If it's one thing a man is going to do, is he's going to date around. And while we are over here as women talking about, oh, I'm in an exclusive relationship, that's my man, my man, my man, he's out here still searching for his person that he wants to settle down with. But we get so invested so quickly a lot of the times in these men, only to find out that we are one of many that they are courting. And then when he finally settles with 1 out of 10, there's always one in there who's like a destiny, who's going to be like, oh, we've been together for 15 years on and off. If I want him right now, I can get him. And you sound crazy because why would you want somebody? Why would you want somebody who for 15 years basically was telling you that he's never going to prioritize you. He's never going to put you first. You're going to be the leading lady in his life. For 15 years, that's what he was telling you. Because what I want to know from Destiny is within that 15-year period that you and Moses were dating on and off, there was never a point in time where you realized it doesn't make sense that I've been messing around with this man for 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, and he isn't talking about marriage in a serious way. That's crazy to me. In 15 years, he never talks about settling down. Or was it that he couldn't talk to you about settling down because those 15 years also included a point in time when he was very much married? And so all these women on Love and Marriage Huntsville who are talking about girl code, question, they might need to question Destiny regarding what period of time was she dating Moses and compare that to when he got divorced. Because according to Sunny, he just recently got divorced 2018 thereabout. 2018 to 2024, that's not 15 years. And he was married for more than 10 years. He was married for more than a decade. So all these wives on the show who are going up for Destiny, and they're all against Sunny because also some broken because her and Destiny had perhaps a friendship, or maybe they were just associates. Either way, they had a level of um a proximity to each other where they Sunny knows a lot about Destiny's private life, whatever the case may be. If that is the standard for girl code, then what about everything else? If you are a girl's girl, then do you feel bad for Moses' ex-wife who might have experienced Destiny being a side chick in her marriage, allegedly? If that's the case, are you going to cut off Destiny because as a wife, you don't want to be associated with anybody who would even feel okay with dating a married man? Like these are the things I want to know since everybody's out here talking about some girl code. If you are a girl's girl as a wife and as a mother, how come you are still Martell, who outside of cheating on his then wife, decided that he was going to drag her to family court to get sole custody of their four children, trying to paint her as a bad mother, as a bad mother. How comes there's no girl code when it comes to all of that? And y'all know more about Martell and Melody's situation than you know about Destiny and Moses. Not she is just like Kay Hayes, and not she is just like coleslaw. Only difference is she has been married. And let's talk about that marriage real quick. Destiny was married to Liberg for what, less than a year? Or maybe a year? But even before a gag order was placed on Destiny, because let's be clear, when the first documents were filed for that divorce, for that divorce, there was no gag order in place. When the first gag order was put on her, Destiny claimed that, and this is what she said on the Ooh Ladies first panel. She claimed that the only place she could not speak about her marriage to LeBeric, the only place she couldn't discuss it was on Love and Marriage Huntsville. But outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville, she had the green light to one second, y'all. Hello. See you later. So she claimed on the U Ladies First panel, and I'm going to find a clip from that interview and I'm going to post it to either my TikTok or my stories on Instagram. But she claimed in the U Ladies First interview, the same interview where she let the cat out of the bag, she didn't know Martel like she just knew him vicariously through the other people in their little friend group that also knew him. These were her words and not mine. But in that same interview, she claimed that the only place she couldn't speak on LeBeric was on the show Love and Marriage Huntsville. But outside of that, she had the green light to speak on the divorce and the marriage. And even so, we still didn't hear her talk about LeBeric or her love for him or how much she wanted to fight for that marriage. In the same way, we're hearing her talk about Moses. It's almost as if she didn't love LeBeric at all. Isn't that what it sounds like to y'all? Hi, sweet innocence. So much scripture says he couldn't settle down with her if she's already married to someone else. Well, what I think so much scripture is he couldn't settle down with Destiny because he was already married. I think they said that he was married for like 15, 18 years or something like that. I need to go back to Sunny's interview where she discussed how long Moses was married for because she put a number on it and she said that he got a divorce 20 oh, I don't remember the year. I'm gonna go back and find the interview. Either way, it was more than 10 years that he was married for. And his divorce fell within the time frame of when he and Destiny started dating. Well, was public with their dating on the show. So, girl, were you a side chick or not? Did you not know that he was married? What story did he give you? Because once again, here we go, where women are coming at each other and they have no questions for the man. It's so typical for women to do that. And it always irks me because it's always going at the other woman, we're going at the side chick. The other woman is always to be blamed. And then somehow the man escapes any level of accountability. Y'all might feel like Sunny owed her something, but in my opinion, Sunny didn't. The minute that work relationship ended, Sunny didn't owe Destiny anything. But if the man who is still communicating with her, sending her text messages, telling her that he loves her, calling her baby still, didn't feel like he should have called her up and said, "Hey, this girl that you used to work for, well, work with, I just want to let you know that I think I'm falling for her and get serious." He didn't feel like it was necessary. So if the man that Destiny has known for 15 years, who she's been intimate with, who she claims that they were planning a future together to the point where they were talking about kids' names. If he didn't think that it would be the honorable thing to call her up and let her know that he is moving on with his life. He's getting serious with somebody. He's thinking about marrying this person. And unfortunately for Destiny, it's somebody that she knows and that she worked closely with. If he didn't feel like it was honorable to tell her that, then why are all these women on Love and Marriage Huntsville wanting to put the blame solely at Sunny's feet? Hi, Sunshine Rays. Hi, Miss Linda Gamble. Virtual hug to you. Why do they want to put all the blame at Sunny's feet? I don't feel like Sunny should be on the show. I said that, but I also don't like a gang up. It's not like Sunny has been out there being like slaw, being absolutely just disrespectful towards Destiny for no reason, and Destiny is bothering her. Sunny literally has been minding her business. She married Moses. She got on Carlos King's podcast. She was in defense mode because let's be clear, the live audience of that podcast in Huntsville, they were booing Sunny. And I always say this, as bad as they talk about the mellometers, in an audience filled with mellometers who don't really see for Destiny, when Sunny came out there on the stage, the audience were booing her. These are the facts. These are the facts. They were literally defending Destiny in that moment. And so Sunny went on the defensive because imagine being on stage and there are what 100 people or more in an audience and they are booing you and they're looking at your marriage and telling you that you are absolutely wrong and out of order for being a man. As human beings, all of us in this live right now would have been would have been on the defensive too. But what has Sunny done to Destiny since then? What has she done to Destiny? Destiny came out, she did all these YouTube lives, she did all these interviews speaking down on Sunny's name, and Sunny clapped back once and said, girl, if you keep talking about me, then I'm gonna expose some things that I know about you. And then what did Destiny do? She countered being the victim. She countered by being the victim, acting like she has been sitting on platforms for months and weeks talking badly about this girl. And one time she says, okay, bet I have your card and I will draw it. This became the victim again. And after that, Sunny hasn't really said anything to or about Destiny outside of what is happening on the show that she, gives her commentary on. He absolutely set Sunny up, Sweet Essence, because I've said this several times in a myriad of lives that I've done. I've said that it was a conflict of interest for Carlos King to hire Sunny as a cast member. I don't know how we feel about Destiny. The point is, or the fact is, that Sunny was her producer. Now, Sunny might not know every single thing about Destiny, but he had to get some personal details about Destiny's life in order to produce Destiny for those couple of months that she was Destiny's field producer. So she has a little bit of tea, which is why Sunny can say, while she was producing Destiny, um, Destiny wanted to give her numbers to people who they could bring on the show to talk badly about Mel. So maybe Sunny doesn't know everything that she needs to know, that she needed to have known about Moses, or didn't know everything about the Liberic situation, but she probably has a lot of tea when it comes to Destiny's feelings about Melody and some of the behind the scenes things that Destiny was trying to plan in order to come at Melody. So Sunny does have an advantage that a lot of the other cast members don't have. And I'm sure that she has a close relationship still with a lot of the producers on the show, right? So I think that it was a conflict of interest, and I stand by that. However, I like Sunny's energy. You can definitely tell somebody that they are wrong, or you view something that they did as wrong, and then still say, but at the end of the day, you're cool people. And I'm not going to hold that against you too much. In the same way that I feel like coleslaw, if coleslaw wasn't so arrogant and she was willing to get on her platform and say, I was absolutely wrong in chasing around this married man. I was absolutely wrong for how I treated his then wife. I'm not going to be on social media, defaming this woman or coming for or being disrespectful. I feel like a lot of people will be like, you know what, we're not gonna clown you so much. But her arrogance and her feeling as if she did nothing wrong is why a lot of people can't stand that girl. To this day, Coleslaw don't feel like she did anything wrong. Like Martell was her man and Melody was just a roadblock. And Melody got out of the way. Melody got out the way, gave in to Coleslaw, and he still didn't wife her up. And even after Melody, check, a phone call's going in. Okay. Even after Melody gave Martell back to the streets, you would think that Coleslaw would have shut up because she got her man, her man, her man. The girl was still out here being disrespectful towards Melody, and for what? And it's the disrespect that a lot of people can't get past. It's the disrespect that Melody also can't get past. Because we know a lot of relationships out here where an ex husband is now married to his side chick, but everybody has a good co parenting relationship. Yes, we can say Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats. That's one example, allegedly. Well, we know what happened with Neo and Crystal and how that relationship ended. And then there's Kevin Hart and his ex-wife, and now his Eniko, and they have a decent co-parenting relationship happening. So people have gotten past certain things, that has transpired in their marriage. But this girl, she was just all the time out of pocket. And not just talking badly about Melody, also speaking badly about the children. We even if you want to call Sunny, that say that Sunny was a side piece. At the end of the day, she was out here being disrespectful like Ariane Curry. And at the least, or at the most, I guess, Moses did marry her. But yeah, Carlos, I blame him for bringing Sunny onto the show. It's a conflict of interest because Sunny was a producer. Kei says, I wondered where were they upset with Sunny, or was it that they came to see Mel and Carlos brought them out. I don't think anyone was interested in them. I think it's both because even when we started to break down how her and Moses got together, people were in the audience like, "You're out of line," or "This is out of pocket." And I think it was both that they were booing because nobody wanted to see them on the stage. I was told, based on some commentary that someone shared, that Carlos brought Sonny and Moses out during a specific moment where Melody was super emotional and she was talking about some stuff that made her emotional. So perhaps it was more so because they didn't want Sonny and Moses out at that point in time, or maybe it was that they were actually booing Carlos for bringing them out. But Sonny and Moses, they got the brunt of it, and it put it put Sonny on the defensive. Destiny is hell on wheels. She is just like coleslaw. They do not respect people's marriages. They don't respect marriages and they don't respect boundaries. For me, the moment a woman pops up and says she's married to my ex, I don't need to prove anything. It's done. Whatever I felt like I needed to prove before that, the minute they got married, I should still have this desire to prove that what this man is really mine, he's not really yours. What really is Destiny trying to prove? What really is Destiny trying to prove? With reading some text messages that she got in October. Girl, you sat in an interview and you said that this man got with Sunny 6 months after y'all broke up. That's what she said in the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Now, for me, in defending his wife, I just need Moses to come out to the reunion and say, listen, yeah, we were texting still in October, but in October, Sunny and I, we were not yet exclusive. We're not exclusive. At the end of October into November, when my wife and I became exclusive, every single other person that I was texting, communicating with, you know, had as a booty call or whatever, I cut them off. And my focus was on this relationship that I felt could lead to marriage. And it didn't take me long to realize that this woman was my wife. And the day I proposed is the day we got married. And that's it. The question should, and the only question after that should be, so after you and Sunny became, exclusive, you say at the end of October into November, were you still texting Destiny? And if the answer is no, then it's no. After you and Sunny got married, did you text Destiny? If the answer is no, then it's no. What else do we need to prove? Even if he was texting her in October, at the end of the day, those text messages didn't lead him to say, I don't want to be with Sunny. Even if he was texting Destiny up until November, in December, what Sunny said on the 19th or the 9th of December, when they decided that they were going to get married, him texting Destiny up until that point did not make him say, this is the one that I want to be with. Because if that was the case, then he would be with her. I mean, it's been 15 years. And if in 15 years he did come to the realization that Destiny is the woman that he wanted to marry, then girl, what are you out here trying to prove? Text messages don't prove nothing. These men are out here manipulating women all day long with text messages. I love you don't mean ish. Martell was telling Melody maybe every day, every night that he loved her, and look at what he was out here doing. Destiny girl, you should know, and I love you don't mean ish. Was Hildeberg telling you that he loved you, and 3 weeks after you gave birth, he was like, yeah, I'm out of here? I tell people all the time, A wedding, having a ring on your finger, it really doesn't mean anything if the man doesn't have integrity and also the woman, because we're not going to pretend that women don't cheat too. If y'all don't have integrity in your union, if y'all don't have honest communication in your union, then all y'all have is a piece of jewelry on your finger. Men get up every night and they're intimate with their wives and still leave the house and go cheat all the time. So okay, he was texting you, I love you, baby. What? So what? That really don't mean nothing. Hi, American born. Carlos actually ruined Melody's moment to shine his kickoff podcast launch. Also, the revelation is CK envious of Melody too. I think so. I think this is what I think about the Carlos and Melody of it all. I think Carlos feels like he made Melody. I don't think that he sees it as a partnership. I think he feels like he met this girl, he knew that she was going to be a star. He took her idea, he helped to make it into the show that we see it as now, which is Love and Marriage Huntsville. And now she is famous. Now she has a fan base that's even stronger than his drippy drops. And he doesn't like that. He wants Melody to be under his thumb. He wants Melody to be the Nene Leakes to his Andy Cohen. Because remember, Nene Leakes and Andy, they were like, I was gonna say, I was gonna say something, a phrase that Jamaicans use, but I'm not gonna say that. Let's use frick and frack. Nene and Andy, they were like frick and frack. Okay, you would see Nene out there in New York hanging out with Andy Cohen, and it was almost like Nene was absolutely Andy's favorite. I can tell who Andy's favorite is right now, but back when Nene was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, shoot, you could tell Nene Leakes was his favorite, and Nene loved being Andy's favorite. So I think that's the same kind of power dynamic that Carlos King wanted. He wanted Melody to be up his peaches in the same way that Nene used to be up Andy's peach. And Melody doesn't need to do that because Melody understands her power. And if Nene understood her power, then she would have had some executive producer right to that show when she was the leading lady from season one up until I don't know what season do we feel like Nene fell off. But season one, when Nene Leakes helped to cast Real Housewives of Atlanta, when they asked her to help them cast that show, Nene should have gotten some producer rights if she was smart enough. You're back. Sorry, y'all. I had to leave the room that I was in because they came back to use it. Um, so as I was saying, Nene Leakes should have gotten some executive producer rights to Real Housewives of Atlanta when she helped them to cast that show. But Nene wasn't, business savvy. She didn't even understand the entertainment industry. Too bad for Carlos. Melody Cherie, she understood enough to ensure that she maintained executive producer rights to that show. Now, I don't know how Melody Cherie's contract looks, what her being an executive producer means, because we know Mariah Carey, not Mariah Carey, child, Mariah Huck, she is in the credits as the creator and executive producer of Married to Medicine, and she gets paid still. Mariah says she still gets a cute coin um, as the creator and executive producer of that show. So we don't know how Melody's contract is set up. Mariah had two contracts. She had her executive producer and creator contract, and she had a cast contract. When her cast contract ran out, they didn't renew it, but they couldn't do anything about her creator and executive producer contract. Now, as I said, we don't know how Melody's contract looks, right? But I think that's why he envies Melody because she is doing business the right way and she does not need to be up his peaches. She has her own production company. She has a reality TV show that she is producing under her production company. She didn't have to run to Carlos and say, "Hey, I want to pitch you another idea. I want them rain to invest in producing the show for me." No, she was able to do it to film the show herself, produce it, do the editing, and pitch it to different networks, and it got picked up by several networks. And he probably could absolutely be upset about that. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Listen, I don't know if Destiny actually showed the text messages or not because she was scrolling. I'm hopeful that somebody said, "Let me see your phone," and actually read the text message for themselves to be able to say, "Well, this isn't the smoking gun that you think it is." Hi, Anitra J. Anitra, I don't have mods yet. I need to like know how to do that. But maybe when I start doing, more lives and I have like a bigger audience, then I might, get some mods. But I don't have any yet. Yep, yep. I'm so modest couture. Drippy drops. Let's talk about some raindrops. There ain't no raindrops. They're drip drops. That's what they are. Yes, Cece, I agree. You say Nini really didn't play her hand well with Bravo and Andy. Too much hubris. Once Greg passed, it's like her team had no control of her business acumen. But she got dropped. She also got dropped by her management agency. So a lot of things just didn't work out for Nini because she didn't have a strong team. It was almost as if Greg was her team and whatever Greg told her to do business wise, that's what she did. And then unfortunately when he passed, it's like she didn't know what to do anymore. And she's trying now. She has that show on Lifetime. Unfortunately for her, I don't have Lifetime, and so I'm not going to pay extra money to get Lifetime just to see her show, but I haven't heard anybody talking about that show, which is sad because Nini's actually funny. The two clips that I've seen of that show that Nini has, I felt like it was too scripted and they should have allowed her to ad lib um, her commentary on the videos. So probably that is why a lot of people aren't watching because it's just too scripted and we're not getting the real Nini. Safe driving, Anitra. I always say safe travel on the gravel. And he shouldn't even see her as competition. There are so many production companies out here. A lot of them they work together on let me get a snap. A lot of these production companies they work together on different projects. I don't think he should be he should be happy that there is actually one person from his reality TV show who is doing major things out here. When you look at the housewives and you look at what's that lady's first name? Vanderpump, that lady, you see all that she is doing, and she was able to do that because of housewives. Give me a second, y'all. Where you gonna go eat? Okay, well, safe travels. That was a weekend. Thank you. Bye. Right, let me get out of this room with all these children in here. One second, yeah. I need to get out this room. All right, y'all, I'm back. So as I was saying, he should be so happy that there is one person from his cast, because a lot of them they like to take the glory child, but but he should be happy that there's one person from his cast that is doing absolutely well for herself, in the same way that Andy can look at it and say, "Wow, when we look at where Lisa Vanderpump, started to where she's at now, or even Bethany Frankel, she and Andy they're on the outs, but Bethany was on Shark Tank a couple seasons ago as one of the sharks. That's how much money she has coming in through her Skinny Girl brand. So why would you not want your cast to do well? Or did he want Melody to be like the Scots in a way, where they only have the appearance of success, but when you look deeper, it's not making sense? Maybe that's what he wanted. Oh, you saw the show? Yeah, she shouldn't be reading. Nene shouldn't be reading a script for that show. They should definitely let her ad lib, and I think if they allow her to do that, it would probably be a better show. And that's just me talking based on the two um the two clips that I've seen. Yes, the Cheaters show, or the new version of Cheaters with I think it's Claudine the Act or something like that. That's a good show. That's a good show. It is definitely a good show. So y'all, tomorrow is the day. Remember that I will be live on my YouTube. I will be watching the show and giving my real time reaction to everything that's going to be taking place in part two of the Love and Marriage Huntsville Girls Trip. From the clip that they posted today, it's going to be a mess. And that's just only the Sunny and Destiny part of the storyline. We haven't even gotten into the Destiny and Melody portion of it all. We haven't gotten into the Shanita and Tisha portion of it all. So maybe we can go later and talk about. I could do a panel because I think I've only done one panel discussion so far. So how about we do a late night chat if y'all are up because I'm a bit of an insomniac. I'm up at like 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So maybe at like 11 or 12 thereabout, we can do like a late night chat if y'all are up, and we can do a panel discussion and talk about what we make our predictions then, if you will. Make some predictions regarding what we think is going to go down on part two of the girls trip. I think that would be like a fun conversation. So if you want to be a part of the panel, if you're up, if you're like me, you can't sleep, then join the panel discussion tonight. I'm gonna do it about 12 because I'm gonna go out with some friends, and then by the time I come back in, we'll be able to do it. All right. So be over here, and then tomorrow at 8 p.m. we're gonna go live, and we're going to watch the mess unfold, and I'm gonna give my live reactions, and we're gonna chat and during the commercial breaks about some of the mess that is going down on the show. So all right, y'all, I gotta go now, but thank y'all for tuning into my little lunchtime live. Remember to like the video, share the link to my channel. If you feel like what I was talking about, it needs some more crowd, subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. Shout out to Pamela Johnson, Soul Modest Couture. Go follow her, y'all, if y'all want to learn to sew. CC Hayes, Sweet Essence, Miss Linda Gamble. I did say CC. Um, Sunshine Rays, Sweet Essence, American Born, Anitra J, and yeah, that's it. These are all my peoples that were in the yard today. So thank you for chatting with me in the yard. And until later, as I always say, walk good. And Lisa Bradshaw. Shout out to you too. Walk good and see y'all later. Bye.